Yo, what up? It's Aaron Moses, gang. Now, this video is called, man, Do You Hate Your Job? Good, man. Look, peep this. A couple months ago, I hated my job with a passion, man. Not necessarily the work itself, but the environment was toxic, bro. It was toxic to the point where it was affecting my friends, my family, my mental health, my physical health, and everything in between, my spiritual health. But I thought I had it all, man. I'm living all by myself. You know what I'm saying? I had my little bachelor's pad, even though I wasn't much of a bachelor. And if I was a bachelor, I wasn't doing a good job, man. You might be saying to yourself, Aaron Moses, you had the crib in downtown LA and Chinatown all by yourself. You had a 49, 50% discount on a beautiful crib. But how come you didn't have no bitches? How come you didn't do this? How come you didn't take advantage? Bro, because my work life was very uh what my women likes to call, it was very emotionally unsafe for me, bro. Because the people there, not all of them, but the majority of the people that I worked around sucked. The managers sucked. Everybody was just not vibing with me, and I never been one of those people who went off of energy and went off of the political side of actually going to work. But it's very important for you to actually be able to vibe with the people that you work with and make sure that your work environment is emotionally safe. What does that mean? You feel supported. You don't wake up regretting that you even took this damn job. Making sure that you're making enough money to support yourself and you don't have to have multiple side hustles just for you to survive, and just looking at that paycheck and feeling very regretful. Now, like I said before, it was predominantly people that came from a specific part of the world. I'm not gonna, talk down on anybody's race or nationality or anything like that. But there were cultural differences that created a certain disconnect from what I'm used to. Now, I don't know if you know what a caste system is, but at the end of the day, there are parts of the world where people are legally not supposed to interact with certain types of people that are not in their tax bracket or not in their earning status. So when people are used to a certain type of thing, they come over to America. What's going on, Travis? What's going on, Swada? What's going on, Carlos? But they're so used to that, they come over here to this big beautiful country and they carry that same type of energy. Make sure you like this video. Now, somebody who was trained very heavily in customer service, me trying to extend myself was really frowned upon, right? So at the end of the day, bro, it is very important that your work environment be emotionally safe for you and culturally safe for you. I'll give you a couple anecdotes as far as how I was trained. Now, my father told me, when I got kicked out of school when I was a jit, I got kicked out of school when I was in seventh grade. I had to go to an alternative school in the north side of Atlanta called the Second Chance Program. And I actually got in trouble for being, a little bit more sociable than I should have. Why? Because I was in a criminal type of mind state and I was relating to these people more than I related to the kids, at the regular school. And they were saying, Aaron, you are acting like you're a social butterfly. You're acting like this is summer camp. All of these kids are problem children. They have problems, they have troubles that you don't have. And the fact that you are a little bit more calibrated and what's the word I'm looking for? Well, uh, adjusted to life. The fact that you have all these people gravitating towards you is not necessarily a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So they told me, if you want to get through this life, you cannot just accept people just because they accept you, right? Fast forward to when I turned 17. Now, this is 6 years later. I dropped out of school, got my GED, and then I proceeded to work at McDonald's, right? My second job ever. My first job was at Firehouse Subs. Shout out to Firehouse Subs. Them subs be too expensive, but they good at that thing. Shout out to Firehouse Subs. Now, when I worked at McDonald's in Columbus, Georgia, on the south side of Columbus, Georgia, my dad told me before my first day of work, he said, look, bro, Buenos Aires. He told me, you're 17 years old, bro. Everybody in this McDonald's that is an adult or that's at least older than you, they're probably felons. They might be on the offenders list. And they did something in their life where, to be frank with you, they fucked up. So you want to limit the amount of, you want to not talk to these people that much, which I didn't really understand until I got to a certain warehouse, which I'm not going to speak their name because I don't want to talk down on them because they taught me a lot of good lessons, right? But at the end of the day, my dad was pretty much trying to teach me to separate myself because everybody's not supposed to be having access to your energy because everybody doesn't have the same potential. Everybody doesn't have the same walk of life as you. Now, when I saw certain people pretty much coping with the environment they were in, they were trying to make that environment safe for them to want to show up and show out so they could feed their family. Because who wants to wake up and regret accepting, this job offer? Who wants to wake up and know that this is the only option that I have to feed my family? Nobody. So you have to socialize. You have to show a great personality just to make it through the night. But if you do that on a daily basis, you're going to be stuck in a cycle. You're going to become comfortable. And comfortability is the enemy. Comfortability is the enemy of success. Now, I did a couple years ago preach to you guys and try to teach to you guys that if you really want to not be in the same situation, don't make yourself comfortable. If you really don't want to be a warehouse worker for the rest of your life, nigga, take them headphones out. Stop trying to make this an easy task for you to do every day. I used to work at the Kelloggs Warehouse, and it was beautiful. It was some big, thick, fine females working in there. Of course, I was in Chicago, bro. So you already can't no W. But at the end of the day, at some point, I looked and I was thinking like, bro, do I really want to be comfortable in this environment? Do I really want to be accepting of the outcome that I'm actually giving? No, I don't. Because I have people that's way older than me. People that, and I'm not trying to shit on people that just got out the joint. If you just got out the joint and you got you a job and you're striving and you're thriving and you're actually trying to be alive, I'm not, of course, do your thing. But at the end of the day, I don't know your intentions. I don't know if you plan on doing this for the rest of your life. Are you trying to make manager? Are you trying to be a regional? Are you trying to be a GM? Are you trying to, whatever the case may be, you got to find a balance with your shit. But I do want to say this. Nigga, if you wake up, how did I know my work environment was not stable? Because I didn't understand that. I didn't understand how much my environment at this job affected my life. This is probably I don't want to put too much yeast on it, bro. I don't want to throw D's on it, but I really never felt this safe and comfortable in a healthy way at a job. And it surprised me how I treat my child, how I treat his mother, how I treat myself is way different because I don't have to drink all day after I get off of fucking work. Because I don't have to smoke myself to sleep just to fucking wake up in the morning and get to work. I feel comfortable, I feel safe. I feel like what I'm doing is something that is reinforced by the support that I have. And like I said, I need to reiterate this. I love the function that I have. I love the work that I do. I truly do. I truly do. I'm a maintenance man, bro. If your toilet is overflowing or if your light goes out, I'm the man. That's what I do. But when you have a fucked up ass environment, when you have people constantly sneak dissing you and being on some political shit and they want to withhold information because they don't personally like you, which I thought that was some bitch ass shit. But I can understand to an extent. But I'm not that's just not where I come from. I don't give a fuck if I like you or not. I'm gonna do my goddamn job. But to be managed by somebody who is dictated by their emotionalism, that's not necessarily not necessarily healthy, nigga. That's not healthy at all. That's what the hoes do. That's what excuse me, I don't want to misrepresent, but that's not right. I'll just put it like that. That's not righteous. You know what I'm saying? And I was done wrong. Now, what I feel about it is very irrelevant, but that's just not what should have been done. I will do my job whether I like a motherfucker or if I don't like you. I have a job that needs to be done, and goddamn it, it's going to be done. But at the end of the day, I do want to say, bro, it's imperative. It's imperative that you feel emotionally safe at your job. And if you want to thug it out for 6 months or thug it out for a year until you find something different, nigga, even if you have to take $1 less or $2 less, I'm sure your baby mama will appreciate it when you come home with a smile on your face, when you wake up and you don't have to drink coffee, when you don't have to drink or smoke yourself to sleep, when you're more productive, when you're able to actually eat, when you don't have to just philosophize on why you have to do certain things to yourself to be able to pump yourself up to get to this job, bro. I never drank coffee in my motherfucking life to be able to get up and work a job. But this last job that I had, very toxic. And I'm not gonna name the actual company because that would be wrong, because I know they've done great things for the community and things like that. But no, they were underpaying me. They were being very discriminatory, and it was terrible, bro. And for me to come to the new company that I'm at, the new management company that I'm at, bro, it's just a breath of fresh air. And then in retrospect, I look back and I think, damn, how many relationships, how many opportunities, how many things that I have done to my life because of these people, because this little ass money, nigga, I'm making $10 more than I was making, and with less stress. If you really don't understand your own psychology, which 75% Americans really don't, then stress is useless to you. If you understand yourself, if you understand psychology as a whole, then yes, stress is a good thing. Then you're able to use chaos as your sword and your shield. But most of you niggas can't do that because 80% of the world is impoverished. And I'm not trying to make you feel bad or anything like that, but 9 times out of 10, you can't handle being under a stressful situation 24/7, bro. You can't handle that, bro. And that's okay. But the foundation is, bro, if you don't actually like what you do, if you work at, let's just say, McDonald's, Burger King, and you don't even actually want to be a chef or a cook, you really want to be a carpenter, or you want to be a limo driver or something like that, and you're just using this as a stepping stone, bro, you better get your grind up, bro. You better stop smoking all them cigarettes and save your money and actually try to get this shit cracking, bro. Because it's not worth it, bro. You can't trade. There's no amount of money that you could trade for your mental health. And you can't get that back, bro. Now, people might say, I got family, I got to do this, I got to do that. Bro, study thyself to show approve unto God, my nigga. You got to study. It didn't say study the Bible to show thyself approve unto God. It said study. You got to learn some shit. The more you learn, the more you earn. I don't want to throw all them cliches out there like that, but you know how they say it starts at home? A lot of y'all spend more time at the job and in preparation to get this temporary money for you to have permanent mental health damages. It's not worth it, my nigga. It's not worth it. If you think you're gonna make more money with this company, but it's gonna take a hit, that shit's gonna affect all your relationships, especially if you don't have a great relationship with yourself. So you got to do what you got to do, but you got to think long term. Don't try to put on the music and all the affirmations just to make it through the day and drink and smoke until you go to sleep and play video games. No, bro. You would never know how your life would change until you have an actual safe space to get your money, bro. That's fucking important, bro. The mind controls the body, and you need that triangle, bro. You need that triangle of life. You need that mind, spirit, and body connection. You got to work from the top down. I'm not saying it has to be perfect. So I don't want you to go home and be like, you know what? I rejected that $50,000 because Aaron Moses said, nah, nigga, don't use me. Nigga, you get the job and you feed your family. But I'm saying, though, you have to be emotionally safe at the place where you're going to feed your family at some point, bro. You're not supposed to be miserable. You're not supposed to cry and have to do all kind of push-ups and put all kind of drugs in your body to go to sleep and wake up. Nigga, you're going to die. That little temporary money is not that motherfucking important, bro. And if you actually take some time out your day and meditate and connect with the self and connect with the source and connect with love, I know you're going to get to it, bro. I know you're going to get something. I know. How do I know? Nigga, because I know. How about that? Do it. If you hate your job, bro, you hate yourself. You need to meditate. If you need to save your money, you need to thug it out for 2-3 years and move to a bigger city where it's more opportunities, or a smaller city where it's more demand for your skills. Do what you got to do. If you got to educate yourself or you got to go through some more training, bro, there's always, this is America, bro. It's always some more of it, bro. It's always somewhere where you could get some opportunities for you to be able to invest in yourself. All these goddamn taxes, look at these, look. Bro, I believe in you. You just have to meditate and do the research. If you take 15-30 minutes a day to do some research to get you some more training, you don't have to do something that you love, but you don't have to do anything that you hate. You don't have to, as they say, trade your soul or sacrifice yourself. We all have to make sacrifices because the price of success is sacrifice. But you don't have to wake up every morning and cry and put drugs in your body just to go to sleep and put drugs in your body just to wake up to do this fucking work that you hate, bro. Imagine a life where the money, it feels good to get it. Not only does it feel good to get the money, but then you get that extra hit by being able to surprise your girl with a new sewing machine. You just got your son a new skateboard. You just got your daughter some new barrettes. You just got your auntie some. You just paid her back that $40 that you've been owing her for 3 years. Imagine that life, bro. It doesn't have to be that horrible, bro. You do have to start with sacrifice, but it doesn't have to cost you your mental health, the most important thing in your life. What's wrong with smoking? I didn't say anything. I didn't say it was nothing wrong with smoking, bro. Let's look at these comments real quick since y'all so opinionated. Let me see. Shrahi says she's been in that situation. We all been in that situation before, unfortunately. The management team could always do better. Okay, so when you get that next interview, take that vacation time. That's what a lot of people fumble. Build up your vacation time, and you can either get some training or do some good interviews on that vacation time. Don't use your vacation time to shake ass and go on a little Carnival cruise ships. Use your vacation time to get some training, some classes. If the management team can do better, what you need to do is you need to actually take heed to what I'm telling you, make notes of this, and be able to articulate that for the next time that you do an interview. What's wrong with smoking weed? There's nothing wrong with smoking weed if you can afford it and if you're not abusing it, if you're making it a tool instead of a way from you to escape reality, bro, because you only have one reality. People like to say, oh, time doesn't exist. Nigga, yes, time does exist. Aaron Moses, what's the definition of time? Time is the space in between two moments. That's what time is. It's subjective, but it absolutely does exist. I hate when people say that. They try to sound all deep. That it's nothing deep about that, bro. That's some third grader manipulation. Okay, so Chad, shout out to Chad Haley said, I run my own business. I'm 45 and I have 6 kids. Stress is a part, of course. Bro, stress is a part of it, but you're 45 and you have your own business, so you obviously have enough. I'll use the phrase loosely and say emotional intelligence, but self-awareness to understand that stress is very useful. All human emotions and feelings are very useful, but you have to have the KUN. I mean the KWU, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Ty 60 said real shit, of course. How am I doing? This the first time watching me. I'm a nice looking guy. Of course I'm a nice looking guy, baby. I'm one of God's greatest gifts. Let's get it. Chad said, when you could work 2 to 3 days and make $2,000 to $3,000. Oh, you an electrician? I think I would be a cold electrician, bro, because I meditate a lot. And I'm pretty good with the electricity, bro. Wait, you said you made 2 to 3 bands? Sheesh. You said a week? Okay. That's what I was trying to do. See, but the electrician school out here, I think it's probably like 20 bands, I believe. I know the HVAC classes are 12 bands at UAE. I'm in California, I'm in Los Angeles. But the HVAC classes are 12 bands, so I'm pretty sure the electrician classes are like 20 bands, which makes a lot of sense. That's a pretty dangerous job. But see, niggas was lighting firecrackers back here. I didn't authorize this shit. See, okay, I like what you said. Start your own business. But at the end of the day, peep this, bro. The key to starting your own business, the most important thing about starting your own, well, I'll say the 3 things. Correct me if I'm wrong, bro. The 3 most important things about starting your own business is what? You gotta have the time, you have to have the capital, and you also have to have